But I seen this and I just I have no words. I have no words almost. Um, People keep saying um, this Batman 2 is being canceled, and he came out as saying it's not canceled. We don't have a script. Matt's slow. Let him take his time. Let him do what he's doing. I just, brother, I don't know if this is totally true or not. I want to believe it is, but because James Gunn is a loose cannon, let's be honest. But man, that's how I kind of feel about it. Is if it's going to be good, it's going to be good, right? Who knows? I think honestly, I am getting a little bit of fatigue over the reboots of Batman and Superman just constantly being rebooted. And it's the same with Spider-Man. Although the Spider-Man have had really dynamic stuff like like Venom has come off of that and stuff like that. And they've had a lot of dynamic stuff and they've had multiverse stuff that they've gone through. And it's not the same as the Superman, and I realize DC, Marvel, whatever. I'm saying reboots in general of superhero type movies. I mean, I like Smallville for fuck's sakes. So don't listen to me. I enjoyed Smallville and I enjoyed things like that. And I don't know. We're just kind of I'm kind of at that place where it's like, can I survive another reboot? And like, don't even get me started on Fantastic Four. They could have let that die. And I realize there's people out there who really care about the IP and the comic books and loved it for years. But you know what? People that like Green Lantern got fucked in the ass sideways. And what do we get? Nothing. Nothing. Not a sorry. We should get laughed at. Because that movie was so incredibly fucking bad. And Ryan Reynolds literally got no punishment for it. He just, oh, sorry, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Like, I get it. Everyone loves him. And it's not his fault. But for the people who like the comics and like the shows and because they have shows. Not that anyone watches them, for fuck's sakes. The Green Lantern had its own TV show. Several, I believe that the DC and Marvel animated stuff outdoes any of these movies. On a really, if I'm being really truthful with myself, it feels like the people who do the animated stuff care way more about these movies than all these other guys, than the actors, directors, writers. I kind of feel like the guys, whoever the guys are that does the animated stuff, it feels right. It looks like the comic books. It feels like the comic books. They get voice actors 9 times out of 10 that match so perfectly. When we talk about, like Batman shows. Now, I know there's like newer stuff like the Harley Quinn and a few more. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about those. I have not watched those. I don't know. I'll find the time, I guess. Eventually, I guess I've got to, right? There comes a time when you can only procrastinate so much. And, I've been doing this channel and I've got a lot of, obviously I watch a lot of shit. I mean, look at me. Let's be honest. But I think the animated stuff is just always better. It's unavoidable. You know, because even with that Superman Doomsday, animated shit, it's like you get a movie of that's live action. It somehow goes to shit. I don't know. But we've seen Dark Side, for instance, with the Snyder stuff, live action, and it's like the dark side that they present in that always feels kind of weak, unimpressive, and poorly, like, even Thanos was kind of like, like, who gives a fuck in the Marvel stuff. But like Darkseid is supposed to be an amazing villain, and in the comic stuff and the animated stuff, he really feels imposing and strong and well put together. But from that fucking Snyder movie, I kind of felt like the guy that was supposed to be, he sent one of his weakest guys, and like, I get it. It is the plot, and it is like, if you've read the comics, like, I get it. But at the same time, I sit here and I go, do I care for another one? Do I care for another 4-hour adventure? Do I care? Like I don't know. Do I care? I really, with all the superhero stuff that's come out, the live action ones are worse than any of the animated shit, it feels like. Even the shows that were wrote, like, nearly, I'm fucking old, but like for a while now. And I don't know why they can't just get those guys, but I mean, mainly I'm talking about this. I'm off topic. I get that way with the comics and the fucking, like, the superhero stuff. There's so much stuff. Like, people, if you don't like comics and you don't know the backstory of a lot of this stuff, and like I said, I love Green Lantern. I love the universe, the characters, the way it's set up, all the stuff. Like, they haven't even explored all the ring types in a live action format. They have not talked about even 1% of the whole fucking universe of Green Lantern. It has so much depth and so much good stories and so much stuff you'd be like, damn, that's in that, And then I watch stuff like Incredible, and I'm like, that could have been Green Lantern. It could have been. Green Lantern has some severely gray areas where they do some wacky and zany shit and get away with it because, I don't know, they're the good guys, I guess. But, all the colors with the different, meanings, and so much depth to that, and we don't get anything. And people starting a rumor with this Batman stuff, starting a rumor that it's canceled because it's been so long. I'm going to be frank with you. Did I know a second one to this was coming? No, I did not. I assumed people did not like the other one. I did not check how much money it made. I think it came out during the height of the Fatigue. And then they had the casting for, it's just not. So I didn't know anything about this. But then I read this, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh. And I thought, why not force people to listen to me talk about comic books for 10 fucking minutes and be a fat bitch for 10 minutes? I thought that's what let's do. But anyway, I make videos like this all the time. this is probably one of the worst videos I've made in a little bit. But if you like sitting here reminiscing with me, me bitching about things and whining, you can always subscribe, and you can always put stuff in the comments. You could say hello. You can say things like, I bet you won't answer this, and then I will, because I answer every single comment. But dude, subscribe. If you watch this all the way to the end, the algorithm will push me back into your feed. Just subscribe. You know, give it what it wants. Give in to the algorithm. And tell me what you think about this, because I had a good fucking laugh. But I answer every comment that's put down there. I'd love to know what you guys think. And especially if I've got other people, out there that like Green Lantern, please, God, leave me a comment. I love talking about that shit. I need to do a whole series, I think, on Green Lantern.